Hey again. That last video just kind of cut off because I ran out of space. I think that's going to be a bit of an issue while we're travelling because I've got like a small little SD card in there and there's kind of not much space on it, so I've got to make sure I figure all this out. But yeah, I've got this nice little recorder on the top of this phone and it's working quite well really. Problem is, I just did that last video, it cut off, and I spoke another 5 minutes after that, and I thought I was doing well at that point. Never mind. So I wasn't sure what I was saying, really. I was saying stuff to do with big business, and that was it, the corporations and that, and the fact that it's all money. You know, with the food, it's all money. And the thing is I feel that the spirit of the plants are not happy with the mistreatment. You know, so that's one possible explanation for why the lower feelings when I eat certain things like that, you know, because when it's from a supermarket, the quality seems worse, you know. I have this with fish, for sure when I eat fish. And what I was saying, I don't know whether I said it in the last video, but it's not just me empathising with the suffering of an animal or a fish for why I feel this low, sad feeling. I believe that I'm actually tapping into the sadness about it. You know, it's a feeling from the fish. You know, the animals are not happy at the mistreatment because it's not like we're just taking one for ourselves. We're taking hundreds and then selling them as a business. You know, I mean, I can understand a family-run business seems more in line with the heart. But it's when it becomes, you know, big business and it's just about money and the people at the top have lost the heart and the love with it, that energy is there. And it's almost like, you know, when I used to smoke weed, for instance, or when I used to smoke cigarettes, it's like you wouldn't want your stuff coming from a dodgy person who doesn't care, you know, because that could really mess with your head or whatever, you know. You want your sources of food to be coming from good sources. So it doesn't matter how physically good it looks, you know, it matters where your food came from. I mean, if you feel like that, you know, because that's a higher level. You've got one level where it's like, yeah, eat all the fruit and veg, and then you've got another level where it's like, okay, hang on, the supermarket stuff, the energy is lower. It's a lower vibration in it. Because of that, you know, and anything that is done like that, the energy has been corrupted to a degree. But of course, the positive thing is even if you do get your stuff from Tesco's or the supermarket or wherever you'd have in America or Europe or whatever, I do feel that the spirit of plants and Mother Earth is so strong, and that is why you still feel the life force and the love and the energy in there. Because, you know, no matter how much people have shipped your food from one lorry to another and just dropped it in because they're fed up with their job, you know, because this is what I see with these supermarkets and places where people feel like they're working and they're not valued and stuff. They just chuck stuff in, you know. I've seen watermelons from places like that. When you open them, they're just bruised, and you know, other foods are just bruised. The bananas aren't looked after as much. I go to the local food shop down the road, you know, and their produce is really nice. It's like as if the people have, you know, gently picked the crates up, put them down, you know, like that, with care. And it's that type of food that's got more of its life force still in. And it's like, we want to be, if you want to wake up, you need to be sensing out inside you where's the best sources to get your food from, and what is the best source of food, you know. For instance, like there's two types of avocados. There's the green, there's the green ones. Well, there's three, there's a few actually, but the main two is the green and the sort of reptilian-y sort of looking one, you know. But that green one to me feels more innocent and more pure. So when I've been working with that one more than the other one. The avocados are quite good at times, you know, because you're getting the fats and and stuff. I don't know all the technical details of all this stuff. I'm just basically following my heart and my body when it says, what's better. Because the cleaner you get, the cleaner and clearer you get, the more you're going to notice it when something has dropped you a bit. And it's like, I know, like if you have a few coffees, it's like, whoa, like that. And if you have, if you smoke and you had a cigarette, it's like, whoa, that hit of whatever. And so people think you're a bit nuts when you're saying about like an avocado made me feel lower, which I get sometimes, But, sometimes it's that your body is feeling low because it's saying to you, you've already eaten 5 avocados today, and you have that 6th one or 6th banana or whatever it is, and your body's saying, I'm overwhelmed with this. Like you're not listening to me. You're just eating from the addiction or the pool of the entities and energies that want you to eat. And sometimes the sadness comes from that as well. I know for a fact that that's one of the sad and heavy feelings that I get with it. But the other one is when you can feel the energy of the plant that's been mistreated, just used, because it's just being like used, isn't it? Let's face it. It's just like prostitution in a way. I mean, it's not quite the same, because I know they're trying to make a living, the people who run these farms and big things. But it's like those plants, they're not being loved, they're just being used. I'm sure this plant's listening to me as I say this. Love you. I really feel like big changes are needed on the planet right now. And I don't think I'm particularly the one to change it. You never know. We all are. We all are together. We all are carrying, the way I see it is we're all carrying a bit of the jigsaw. And as long as these beings keep getting us fighting on, he said that, she said this, and like, you're right, I'm wrong, and it's not like that, blah, blah, blah. As long as we are all doing that and we cannot come together, it's going to be a lot harder to change things on this planet. This whole conquer and divide tactic is the dark forces tactic, get us all caught in this ego rubbish. Ego is not a natural state of us humans. I'm sure of that. Ego is something that's been developed deliberately to keep us from moving forward as a species. And it's time to move forward as a species now. It really is. Like the last couple of days I've been like, I do pray, but this is just what I'm doing now. Like, I prayed and I've said, I'm making my life a commitment to waking up. So if I see myself going down a negative path, I'm going to do the best I can to stop that and to keep moving and forward, because we have to move forward right now on this planet. I know it's not desperate. I mean, some people feel like it is because we're destroying the planet and blah blah blah. In a way it's not. It'll probably be alright, but maybe I should just say, yeah, it'll probably be alright. Let's chuck back a few beers and just say fuck it. Oh, I swore, sorry, I already said I wouldn't swear. Damn. Yeah. So point is that one of the biggest things that's happened to us is we've been made to feel that we are powerless, and it's the politicians and it's everyone else who we need to look to sort it out. And while we're all looking at them to make changes, we are all being disempowered, just sat in front of our TVs and whatever, thinking that they're going to sort it out. And I felt that, I don't know if I said it before, but this is our responsibility to sort this out, And if you clean your system, I can guarantee you that you will begin to feel freer from your fears, freer from your worries about what's going to happen, past, future. You will feel lighter in general, although you will have your more feelings. You'll be real, and let's face it, the world doesn't want us to be bloody real, does it? We're faking it all the time. We're faking it, and we can't continue to be fakers. We didn't come to the planet to be fakers. When you die and you go up to wherever you're going to go to, you'd be like, what the heck was I doing? You know, like, I could have been doing so much. I mean, you'll have love for yourself, but you'll be like, what a waste. What a waste of a life. And the reason I'm committed to this waking up is because I don't want my life to be a waste. I don't want anybody's life to be a waste, because we have so much potential on this planet. We have such a gift, you know, but when we're caught in these lower emotions and we're caught in believing that, you know, it's all just whatever and there's no beauty out there and it's just, you know, you just got to take what you got to take because, you know, no one's going to help you at the end of the day and it's just blah, blah, blah. You know, you got to help yourself out of this black hole. Nobody is going to help. And I don't have the answers. You have the answers, you know. And you do. But it's a path. And the good thing is, the more you follow your heart, and the more you know, you can start off with, let's just start off with, I'm smoking cigs and I know they're not good for me. There you go, there's your start. Your start is, I know I'm doing this behaviour that isn't good for me. And if I slowly stop it, it will lead to, from that thing, it will lead to another thing. Okay, what else can I do now that can make me feel better? Okay, I'll stop putting so much sugar in my tea. And so you keep going. And as you go up the ladder, it's almost like your spirit or God or whoever gives you another key. So every time you prove that you know, it's not proving to God, it's just proving to yourself. Every time you prove to yourself that you are committed to getting better and you believe, because we need to have trust and belief. And when I say we believe, I'm not saying like a Jesus freak. I'm saying, you know, I love you, Jesus people. But I'm saying, at some point, we lost that faith and that belief that we could make a change, even just in our own lives, and or that we matter, or, you know, it's as if for a lot of people it just became, the world became mundane, like as if this is the way it is, you just got to get on with it, you know. And so all the doors have been closed down, and we've been closed down into this state of mind where it's like, you know, well, you've just got to do whatever, you know, there's, you know, you can't just complain about it, you just got to get on with it, you know. And all this stuff, all these programs and all these sayings that are passed down the generations, you know, the thing is we have a chance now to just blow the whole thing apart, you know, and that's what we're going to do. You know, I think we can do it. You know, it's not going to be, it's not going to be easy, there's going to be struggles along the way, but it is time to blow this thing to smithereens, because we're on a revolution here, and the revolution is inside. You know, the revolution is breaking free of these chains that have grabbed right into us, you know. And I'm talking about the schooling system, you know, when we grew up, the feeling of pressure that we have to get somewhere, be somebody, and trying to fit in and changing ourselves to look good. You know, I'm not bothered at the moment. You know, I thought when I recorded this video, I thought like, you know, I'll go and get a bath or a shower before, you know, because that's the worry we all carry, this kind of like, you know, it's all right to look good, but I don't want to be held by any of this stuff. You know, these are all things that take us off path, you know. Like, say I was supposed to be playing guitar, and in my heart I want to play guitar, but I've got so many other pressures in my life, you know, I've got to look good, I've got to whatever, all this stuff. Just, you know, I'm sure people can agree with me, like, our world is just full of stuff. Endless stuff. Things to do. It's like, you know, like if you wanted to break free of it all and go away and go and live in the wild, you'd have to stop your contract for, you know, BT, you'd have to stop this, that and the other, you know, you'd have a million things to do. You'd be trying to get out of this system for about 2 or 3 years, trying to get your stuff sold, you know, and all this stuff. The whole thing is just nuts, really, basically. It's totally doolally. Really is. But I'm grateful for this experience. So anyway, hello, it's nice little hair there. Don't know if you can see all this stuff in this room. It's not my room, it's Katie's parents. So I'm going to try and motivate myself, because I went through a black hole in my life, When I was 15, 16, you know, started smoking both weed and cigarettes, you know. But what I have noticed is that it's definitely not just people who smoked weed that have had more spirit and psychic stuff. I know it's made it worse for people who have smoked it, but I've had a look around, and I've had a good look over months and years, and I can safely say that people who've never touched drugs are still being very, very affected by this stuff, probably due to the foods and other things. I mean, you know, you can be affected by stuff not just through the foods you eat, but by, say, making a commitment to someone and something that went against yourself. And they say that, the shamans say that you can lose part of your soul by almost giving it away to someone else, you know. So I'll have to speak deeper about that at some point, but the whole understanding is that as parts of you leave and go away because you're doing things that they don't want, like smoking drugs, you know, or whatever, in a job that's really destructive and no good for you, parts of the soul start to leave, and that is where these entities start to come in and overshadow, because you need your essence and your life force in your body. This is what you came to Earth to do, to be that. So you can be that, you know. I'm here to sing and dance and just be me. You know, we're here to be us. And we can do that. And the more you do that, the less you'll be affected by other energies that want to suppress you. I mean, they'll try and suppress you. God, they bloody will, you know. They'll use other people to try and suppress you. I'm not really trying to say how it is, but I would say have a look at people around you and try and see whether you think that everything that they are acting out when they get in their dramas and stuff really is totally from them. And another thing to ask yourself is why are these dramas the same? Why can they be the same for years and years and years? Isn't it nature's way to evolve? So why do you see your parents arguing about the same things that they did last year, the year before that, year before that? So what I'm saying here is that we are being kept within a confinement of behaviours. And because people don't realise that's being done to them, they are not managing to break out of the box. Some of the people who are spiritually aware are, and they are breaking out just because they are choosing to focus on love and you know, heal themselves, you know. A lot of people say, you know, just focus on love and light, man, you know. And the problem is with that is that we cannot hide from what is real, you know, and there's a big want to hide from what is real, and this is what's been passed down the generations. Our generations right now, we are hiding, you know, as it's gone along, we've reached a point where our pain and everything that's going on, we're having to numb out, we're having to eat these foods as well to try and cope. And we're bargaining with these other entities, because when we do it, we're giving them what they want, and they're leaving us alone, they're giving us a nice life if we do what they want. If you try and you know, clean your system, that's when there's stuff and challenges brought in to try and stop you, you know. And it's not necessarily God or Source doing that, you know. These energies are very upset and very angry and very unhappy at this world, you know. One day I'll be able to talk about this stuff with conviction, so if when anyone's like, you know, on my YouTube thing saying like a load of rubbish at me about how, you know, blah blah blah, whatever, I believe at one point I'll get to the point where I'll be able to write a book about this stuff, and it'll be so convincing that people will understand that this is really happening, you know. They'll be like, bloody hell, you know, maybe he's right, you know. And I'm not trying to be right, but I'm just saying that because the thing is, we need to get this, we need to get what's going on the planet now. Anyway, I don't want to stray too much from all this this raw food thing, but what I will say is that, you know, by doing that, you might see that you'll be pulled in to get food again. You know, you'll be caught in stuff to try and make you. These energies don't want us to keep on the narrow path, which is like the path to freedom, the path to our spirit, the path to truth, the path to understanding what's happened to us. Because what has happened to us, I don't know, I don't have all the answers, but something's happened down these generations, because although we've got intelligently more clever with science, technology and all that stuff, and yeah, we've done really well, you know, we've lost our awareness, we've lost our ability to connect with truth, connect with life. We've lost our ability to truly sense and feel life. I think I'll use this video as a little experiment to see whether it does people's head in or not. I'll just check what the time is. Right, we've got a little bit of time. Yeah, so I'll get on in a minute and get some stuff done. But yeah, so basically to say that this food thing is good and it feels clear, and pretty much everybody who tries raw says they feel clearer. I mean, I guess we wouldn't have been cooking food all the time. You know, we'd have eaten a fair amount of food that's raw from nature. I'd love to be able to just eat stuff from nature, you know, and find it. Maybe I will. The cooked foods and overwhelming our system with anything, be it coffee, sugar, whatever other stuff, is numbing people out. And there's a lot of delusion going on. And this delusion, we can believe something's alright for us. That's how insidious this stuff is. You will believe that it's alright. And so it's a task, day after day, to try and get to the truth. It's a task to try and follow your heart and stay convicted. And there's a certain element of trust. You know, to trust that if you do this, the rewards will come. The rewards will come. You'll be shown by your heart, by your own guidance system. Nothing supernatural or stupid. Nothing airy-fairy, but by your heart will guide you the way you need to go. And I really hope that every one of you experiences what you need to, gets to where you need to. It's a very special time. Cheers. Changes will be made.